This is my Saab 9.3 and currently it's not road legal. I'm going to fix that. For a car to be road legal, it needs an MOT and then it needs to be taxed, which it also needs an MOT for. Currently, the Saab has neither, as I only just got it running. Through this video, I was working through this blacked out list of jobs I think needs to be done for it to pass. But let's get to the first one, the service. Before addressing anything else, I wanted to do a service as I hadn't had one in God knows how long. The first thing that was done was changing the air engine intake filter. This was super easy to do. And because this was really easy, of course trying to do the oil change was a massive pain in the ass. We put engine flush in before, but when we actually went to change the oil, we simply could not get the sun plug off.
There you go. Oh, mind yourself.
Oh, you're
right.
At first we tried using the jack to apply leverage to the ratchet in hopes that it would generate enough force, but that didn't work and just started lifting the engine off the subframe. We got so desperate that we even tried using the impact driver. That didn't work. Ultimately, I decided to leave it for the garage to try and do. Thankfully, changing the cabin filter was a lot easier. While doing this, I cleared all the mud out of the windscreen cowl and pipe that had gone over the years. I had to look up a video for this. I'll link the one I used in the description below as it was really helpful. The tailgate struts. While not an MOT failure, I wanted to replace the tailgate struts as it was very annoying having to physically hold it up and it was cheap to replace. I didn't think the struts worked at all, however after taking the first one off and having to hold the weight, I realised that they did work to an extent. I ended up just holding the boots open whilst doing the first one. After that, the second one was a lot easier to do. The tyres. This was the main thing that the car would fail the MOT on, as these tyres were so cracked and perished. Trying to actually get the wheels off was a real challenge as all the bolts had become seized. I had to use a fax and a WD-40 to break up some of the rust, which allowed me to undo them after bouncing on the bloody breaker bar. To top this off, the wheel had also fused to the wheel hub. I resorted to donkey kicking it as I was just getting nowhere with other methods. Once I got both the wheels off, I used a wire brush to clean up the wheel hubs in hopes that it would prevent it from happening again. The windshield wiper system. This was the bane of my existence. I thought I was just lacking windscreen wash, but the pump itself was actually broken. I eventually managed to get it working by jerry-rigging a non-OEM pump in. I've got a separate video which goes into more detail. If you're interested, it's in the description below. I also changed all the wiper blades on the car as they were perishing, except for the headlight wipers as that's not an MOT failure and it's got its own separate issues. Cleaning it. Washing the car made sense as I wanted to make it look as good as possible for the MOT as it had been collecting dust for quite a while. Here's some before and after videos of when I did that. The total cost. So, before we see if these jobs I did made the car MOT ready, let's see how much each of them cost. For the service, I bought the following items below. When fixing the tailgate, I only had to buy a set of struts, which only cost me £19.90. Changing the tyres cost me £193. In total for the windscreen clearing system, I spent the below. And washing it didn't cost me anything as all I used was a pressure washer and well, the water. In total, that's a whopping £379.99. Because of that, I really hope this works. With everything done, I set off for the garage in my Saab. It was a very nice feeling getting to actually drive it on the roads for the first time, but it was also quite an anxious experience for obvious reasons. So I dropped it off at the garage to have it MOT'd, quite hopeful of the outcome, and it failed. This was just devastating news. In my head I was thinking that I've just wasted 380 great British pounds trying to get it road legal. That wasn't until I got told it was just because of the front number plate. So I had them put a new front number plate on and it passed on the same day. Obviously there were a few advisories on the MOT, however For a car with nearly 130,000 miles in it from 1999, the same year the Phantom Menace got released, that's not bad going. After that, I paid the tax as I was already insuring it from driving it to the MOT centre, and I drove away in a spirited manner. I have no regrets. I was so pleased to finally be able to drive it after working it for months upon months and spending so much money on it. That was until I heard some strange noises from the engine, quite similar to